to make sure you've had enough bites before we started. So if you're happy with that, shall we say yeah, yeah? Yeah, yeah. Okay, great. So to get things rolling, I will invite onto the stage Joshua Opey. And who doesn't know Joshua? If you don't know Joshua, then you've not been here. So I invite Joshua. Joshua, give us our opening remarks, and then we set the scene rolling. Shall we give Joshua a round of applause?
Thank you very much, Brandy, for that quick introduction. And thank you all for making it here. We are very grateful to have you. Over the past 3 days, we have gathered here that managed by the Commonwealth Youth Council, together with some partners, the Ichikovitz Foundation, putting together the Commonwealth Youth Development Summit, basically targeted at understanding the fact that the current geopolitical circumstances and all the development challenges and what they mean for young people and how we can strategically position development interventions to make sure that we are able to address these challenges. Over the past 3 days, we've had great engagement, and I think our dear delegates here and partners who joined us would attest to that fact, opening up with a very energetic opening ceremony, quite short but impactful, moved into different panel sessions, engaged ministers during the ministerial panel, had a quick fireside chat, which we had dignitaries who I see amongst us today speak on that panel, and it was fireworks, as many of our delegates have had to say afterwards. And then the second day we met, we had breakout sessions where we had capacity building engagement and also then had conversations on how young people can plug onto the new Commonwealth strategic plan. And then today we wrapped it all up by having an outcome statement which we all together put out. And during the course of this program, would actually formally present the outcome statement. And this evening, we are wrapping it up with the gala night. Are you happy about that? So that is basically an overview of all the things that we have done today. But why are we putting together this gala? This is a wrapping up gala, but it's even the beginning of greater things to come. What greater things am I talking about? During this gala, we are putting together an awards program, the Commonwealth Youth Impact Awards, basically to spotlight the champions of youth development across the Commonwealth and to begin to create a family of people, like-minded people who are putting resources behind youth development. That is essential because in a world where so many people talk so much about youth, there are only a few people who put resources to back the talk. And so we actually brought together these champions to award them, spotlight them, and create a family through which then we can actually, at the pan-Commonwealth level, scale their development agenda in terms of youth work. And you'll be hearing most of them, the work that they've done, and the spotlight that we are doing for them. I would like to use the opportunity to thank all my other colleagues, 10 executives of the Commonwealth Youth Council, including myself, which I'm one, my colleague Nima Sheikh, who was also here, who is Vice Chairperson, Inclusion and Engagement, and 8 others who were not able to join us, and all our national youth delegates. And also, in terms of the organizing, we have Brandy, who you've seen, who came to give the introductory remarks, and we have Tayo, who was doing project management. She was formerly here at the Blavatnik School as an MPP student. And when we decided to host something at Oxford, she became very beneficial and supported everyone. Shall we give it up for those people? We would also like to thank so much our honorable ministers who joined us. We had the Honorable Minister Isaac Rankin from Cayman Islands. We had the Honorable Shane Archer from Barbados. And today, very excitedly and surprisingly, we have the Honorable Minister, Honorable George Opariado from Ghana. And we'll definitely be hearing from him. So we are joined by 3 ministers, and it's such a great privilege to have them here. We had our ministers join us through, and I told our colleagues that most of the Commonwealth engagements, we do separate engagement for ministerial engagements, but this time around, they joined us, they were in our sessions, they inputted, and our outcome statements reflects the input that we also had at the ministerial level. We had delegations from ministries, from Zambia, from Cayman Island as well. We have colleagues from the ministry. From Barbados, we have colleagues from the ministry. We had youth workers join us. And most importantly, yourself, the youth delegates. Shall we give it up for yourselves? Yes, so that is our way of saying thank you very much. And let's get into a night of exciting moments and memories because, of course, this is the beginning of something exciting. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Joshua. That was amazing. Shall we give it up for him again? Yes, so it's been a couple of days of learning, of connecting, and of bonding. And we have two of our delegates who have kindly volunteered to share their reflections. You know, reflections are very much important, so we wanted to hear how did people feel when they came here. So we'll first hear from Stephen Mensah Apenteng. He's a delegate from Ghana, and he's volunteered to share his experience. So, Stephen, where are you? Okay, that's Stephen. Shall we give him a round of applause as he approaches the stage?
A very good evening to everyone. Your Excellencies, distinguished delegates, honored guests, and fellow young leaders. As we bring this remarkable gathering to a close, I do so with deep gratitude and renewed hope. Over these past 3 days, the Commonwealth has not merely hosted a conversation, it has opened a living space for reflection, partnership, and shared purpose. In these halls, ideas have met one another. Our convictions have been tested, and our collective resolve has found a stronger voice for all of us. This gathering has reminded us that resilience is not a distant concept. It walks beside our communities, knocks at our doors of our institutions, and calls upon our generation to respond with wisdom, courage, and unity. In that spirit, the words of Socrates remain timeless, that the unexamined life is not worth living. Recorded in Plato's Apology, that thought invites us to reflect deeply on the kind of future we are building together. Across these 3 days, we have reflected on democratic, environmental, and economic resilience. We have affirmed that democratic resilience grows stronger when young people like us, gathered right here, right now, are meaningfully included in shaping decisions for the future. We have recognized that economic resilience also flourishes when young people are equipped with the skills, opportunity, and the confidence to innovate. And we have seen that environmental resilience is not also only about protecting nature. It is also about protecting livelihoods, dignity, communities, and the hope of future generations. In conclusion, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And as Kofi Annan reminds us all, that young people should be at the forefront of global change and innovation. These are not only inspiring words, they are a call to action for all of us gathered here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stephen. That was very powerful. Did we like it? Yeah. For once, I felt like I was at some campaign grounds. Shall we give him a round of applause? So we also have Srishti, who also has kindly volunteered to share her reflection. Shall we have Srishti?
Heels, am I right? Ugh. Good evening, distinguished guests, esteemed leaders, and fellow changemakers. My name is Srishti Srivatsava, and it's both an honor and a responsibility to stand before a room not just defined by influence, but by possibility. And I want to begin with where I first understood the power of voice. I found my voice at a funeral. I was asked to speak in a room consumed by grief. They didn't need more words. They didn't need anyone telling them that they were going to be all right. They needed relief. So I made a joke, and then I made another, and I slowly saw heaviness lift. And in that moment, I realized something fundamental. Words, when used with intention, do not merely describe a reality, but they can rather shift it. So I chose not to mirror the sorrow in that room. I chose to disrupt it. This is deeply personal for me, as I lost my mother, and today I stand before you, not just draped in her clothes, but in her intention. The issues we've discussed, inequality, access, opportunity, are not abstract. They are lived realities for millions, including the communities I come from. They are the reason I care, the reason I question, and the reason I choose to speak here. Today, I carry my mother's resilience, her discipline, and her unwavering belief that doing things right matters far more than simply being right. I stand here today not just as a participant, but as someone shaped by the conversations we've had over the past few days. Within a commonwealth that represents not just nations, but nearly a third of the world's people, bound by shared history, shared challenges, and more importantly, shared responsibility. I recently encountered a line that has remained with me, and I'd like to share that line with you today. And I want you to listen, if you could. To believe in our utopias and to fight for them. The individuals in this room are not passive participants in dialogue. You are active agents of change. I've seen you step up and be the change you want to see in this world. And I don't think I just speak to the youth when I say this, but I speak to the ministers that have sat in our rooms patiently listening to our prospective solutions, the mentors adding direction to our voices, and the organizers, the Commonwealth Youth Council, for giving us this platform. I leave this summit truly grateful and deeply impressed by the caliber of dialogue, leadership, and vision I've witnessed here. It has been an honor to be such a part of such a thoughtfully curated space. I've seen ideas challenged, perspectives broadened, and conversations pushed beyond what is comfortable. And that is exactly what leadership demands. So I urge you, do not leave this space having merely contributed to discussion. Leave having committed to disruption. Because what we do after this room matters more than what we said within it. Challenge the structures that normalize inequality, reject the inertia that sustains it, and carry forward not just ideas we've shared, but the responsibility that comes with them. Believing in our utopias is powerful, but fighting for them, that is what defines us. Thank you.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Shall we give it up for her? Now, if you've met me during the conference, you know there's one thing I like to do, give people a clap. So shall we give the people doing the reflection a clap? No. Yeah, so those who may have not met me yet, so shall we give them a clap? Another clap? 2 claps? Great. Thank you very much for being such a lovely audience. Now I invite onto the stage the Honorable Minister for Youth for Ghana, who just arrived. And we just felt it's just nice to hear a couple of words from him. So I invite onto the stage Honorable Jojo Pariado, who is the Minister of Youth for Ghana. Let's give it up for him.
Hello. Hello. Good evening, Your Excellencies, honorable ministers who are here, representatives of the Commonwealth, members of the Youth Council, development partners who have supported tonight's events or the events in the last 2 days, young people who continue to blaze the trail for the Commonwealth. I'm honored to be here this evening. Let me first apologize. I was supposed to have been here from Thursday. Unfortunately, other engagements took me away from being here. But I promised Joshua that whatever it takes, I will try and make it here. And so this evening, I'm here to join you. The young man who first shared his reflections, is it Bright? Stephen. I hear he's Ghanaian. He sounded very political. And as a politician, I would love to recruit him for my party. So that at least he can come and join us and charge our crowds and give speeches like that to be able to sway many more young people towards our organization. But let me say I'm honored to share with this distinguished audience what we are doing back home. Ghana is a very youthful country. If you look at our population demographics, about 35% of our population are between the ages of 15 to 35. If you go further down, from age 0 to about 15 years, there's another 32%. And so roughly more than half of the country is within that youth bracket. Over the years, we've had politicians pay lip service to youth development. And every time I have been within the youth development space for a very long time. And one of the key things we had advocated for, we've been advocating for, was governments making commitments to young people and telling us, what are you giving young people? In the previous elections, in the just ended elections that brought His Excellency President Mahama to power, a few of us started engaging him. And we were very clear and very categorical that tell us what you want to do for young people, so that if young people are going to support you, at least we know which direction we are going. Because you can't have a country where more than half the population are young people. And yet when it comes to decision making, some old folks sit at the head of the table, decide what they feel is good for young people, and then sprout it on us. We told him we were not going to accept that. So I was tasked as the youth leader of the then opposition party to come up with a program. So for the first time in the history of Ghana, during the campaigning season, when the political parties were presenting their manifestos, we had what we called the Youth Manifesto. And that was done before the National Democratic Congress even presented its main manifesto. And a lot of the things in the Youth Manifesto is what this government is currently running on. One of the key promises he made, His Excellency President Mahama made to young people, was that over the years we've had the Ministry of Youth. Occasionally it sits with sports. If it's not with sports, you'll find it under education. It keeps going around. And if you understand sports back home in Ghana, the Black Stars alone consumes all the budgets. And so we kept on telling them that we cannot continue to sit with sports because sports itself is struggling. And even sports, with the lesser known sports, they have no funding. The football, soccer, Black Stars, the senior national team consumes everything. And so if you don't give us a ministry that will be a standalone ministry, then you are not serious about youth development. And young people are not going to rally around you. So when His Excellency John Mahama won, one of the first ministries, he promised that he was going to cut down on the number of ministries. Previously, we had close to 30 ministries. Currently, we have just about 16 ministries in total. One of the first ministries under the EI that was issued was the Ministry for Youth Development. And graciously, he appointed me as a youth minister. Some of the few things we've tried to do. And so, even though it was not a cabinet position, I sit in cabinets and have unfettered access to cabinets. Because when our constitution has already mandated some ministries to be automatic members of cabinets. And because this is a new ministry, we still have to work our way into cabinet, but we sit in cabinets. The decisions we are currently taking, we are running 3 very important programs, which we believe strongly is going to change the face of youth development in our country. The first one is the National Apprenticeship Program. The National Apprenticeship Program is being run by the National Youth Authority, and I'm here with the CEO of the National Youth Authority. He's been here for the last 2 or 3 days, Osman Ayariga, and he was appointed by His Excellency to lead that program. What the National Youth Authority is doing with the National Apprenticeship Program is that the previous government introduced a free senior high policy. And so a lot of young people were given the opportunity to go into second cycle institutions. But the challenge is that a lot more get into secondary school, but when they are transitioning from secondary education into tertiary, there is always a problem, and a lot of them fall along the line. We did a survey and realized that out of every 10 that went through secondary school, only about 3 or 4 made it into tertiary. And so there are about 6 Ghanaian children who, after secondary education, have no alternatives into tertiary. And so you find them hovering around the system. Then we started asking ourselves questions. So we put together a group of young people that come up with solutions where we can find sustainable and decent jobs for these young people. How do we give them the required skills? Along the line, we also realized that not too many of them are comfortable going back to the classroom to go study TVET, but rather, if you put them through an apprenticeship program where they'll be put under master craftsmen, it makes it more easier for them to learn a trade and a vocation. But we needed to also make sure that you just don't go and learn that trade or vocation without any proper certification. And so we run a program with the Commission on Technical and Vocational Education. We call them CTVET. We run what we call the Prior Knowledge Certification Program for all master craftsmen who wanted to be part of the National Apprenticeship Program. And then after CTVET trained them and reassessed their skills, they gave them certification to be able to tell everybody that these people are properly qualified, properly trained, and so they can also impact knowledge to other young people. What we are doing through the apprenticeship program is, once you graduate, we support you and give you the needed startup kits you require. And then we put you through a program where we train you. That program is called the Ejumera program. We are trying to transition many of these young apprentices, when they finish their training, to become entrepreneurs on their own, so that instead of going to work for people, they also become creators or co-creators of employment, and they'll be able to employ. So these are 2 important programs. And over the last 1 year, so far we've trained close to almost 40,000 through the National Apprenticeship Program and the Ejumera program. And we are just not training them. We are giving them startup kits. We are giving them funding. About 2 weeks ago, His Excellency President Mahama presented the first beneficiary of the Ejumera program, those who venture into entrepreneurship. Presented him with a check of 100,000 Ghana cedis. That is about $10,000. And we intend to do more for many more young people. And so the program is from apprenticeship to entrepreneurship. We also realize that a lot of young people these days want to operate on their own. And the various technological tools that are available gives young people a lot of platforms. And so we've rolled out a program called the 1 Million Coders Program. We don't want to leave any young person behind. So those who want to follow the ICT path, we are training 1 million young Ghanaians, giving them basic skills in ICT. And these were programs that were not designed by George Opariado or Osman Ayariga or His Excellency President Mahama. A group of young people sat down and drafted what we called the Youth Manifesto. And out of the Youth Manifesto, they told us what their aspirations were, what they want to do, and why they feel it is important that they lead in those processes. And so at the helm of affairs of all the youth agencies, are young people who His Excellency President Mahama has mandated. And I'm not going to put any old man there. Previously, when you go to the National Service Authority, which is our school to work transition program, you find people about 50 years, 60 years manning those offices. President Mahama says, no, let me put a young person in there, work with young people, you understand their language better. When you go to the National Youth Authority, Osman Ayariga, who is here, is the CEO. It will never happen. It's never happened in the history of our country before, where you find young people not more than 40 years, not more than 35 years, holding key positions. When you go to the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program, which runs the Jumera program, there is another young man who is heading it. And when you come to our Youth Employment Agency, there's another young man who is heading it. For the first time in the history of Ghana, we have the youngest cabinet ever, where you find ministers. The average age of our ministers in this government is about 40 years, between 35 and 40 years. And that is clear commitment that this is a leader who is committed to supporting young people. A lot more needs to be done. For us as a country, we believe this is just the beginning, and we hope that the gains we are making will be sustained. But we need platforms like this to also advocate and add their voices. Youth development has become more of paying lip service. We all see the threats. We all see the dynamics, especially those of us coming from Africa. Africa is relatively younger. And so if governments don't put in the needed resources and build the needed capacities, that youth demographics, that youth barge can become a curse if we don't turn those energies around positively. And anytime I've engaged at the UN level, at the European Union level, I tell them that what we sit on in Africa, Europe is aging. Europe needs labor. We in Africa have the capacity to train that labor and make them available to you because we have a very youthful population. But if you don't support us, so we train the right young men and women and then help you migrate them legally to come in and work and build the countries you want to see, someday it will become a challenge. The other challenge to African leaders, and I say this unapologetically, is the numbers we have. If we as African leaders don't begin to see the threat and begin to bring about reforms, structural reforms in the way we manage affairs of young people, equip them right, build their energies right, they'll chase all of us out. And that I don't miss words. Because you see the numbers all the time. You wake up in the morning and the data keeps coming up to you. You see you have this number of young people leaving school. In my country, for instance, every year 300,000 young men are graduating. The public service can only accommodate less than 20% of that number. An educated mind that is idle is always dangerous. And so what are we doing? In 10 years, the world will be looking to Africa to supply labor. Is Africa going to be ready? I know my country will be ready, Ghana will be ready, because His Excellency is leading the charge. But if Ghana alone is ready, we stand in isolation. And so every other African country will have to be ready, because you have the numbers. And I commend what the Commonwealth Youth Secretariat is doing. Dialogues like this, platforms like this, gives us the opportunity to express ourselves and also get to agree, share ideas, and build upon what we all seek. We want to see a world where young people are not just consumers of knowledge, not just consumers of technology, but creators and co-creators of all this. And I believe this platform can lead that charge. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak with you. And I pray that this platform grows bigger than it is today. Thank you.
Was that amazing? Are you inspired to be a young person? Shall we give him a round of applause? Nice, great. So that was fantastic. I learned a lot. Yeah, I can't wait to be a minister myself. Yeah, if you agree, say yeah. So, Honorable Minister, that's your message. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we want to take a short break, but this is what I want to do. I think since I came into the room, I see we have like 3 sections. We have like the right side people who are on their own, we have the middle ground who are seated, and then we have the left side. Can we mix a bit, right? So we take a short break, and then we have people moving. Let's mix up the room so that you are not standing at one place. And the idea of tonight is to meet someone. So make sure you meet 100 people. Did I say how many? 100 people. So let's make it happen, and then I'll come back to you shortly. Thank you. So please move. And shall we get some music, please? Yes.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
You're doing nice anchoring.
Thank you. Hi. Hi, everyone. Hello. Oh, there was only one hi. Hello. 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 Much better. Hello. Hi. Hello. Okay. So thank you very much for coming once again. We are moving to the next session of the event. So we've been listening to a lot of conversations over the past days, and one of the things we're working on at the Commonwealth Youth Council has been the Commonwealth Youth Leadership Fellowship. And this is something that we've had a group of young people who have been committed to it, and they've put in a lot of effort and a lot of time. You may be wondering, what is the Leadership Fellowship from the Youth Council? I don't know myself. So we have someone who is the project manager for the CYLF, that's the Commonwealth Youth Leadership Fellowship, and she's here today to tell us more about it. So I invite onto the stage Omotayo Dada to come on the stage to tell us more about the CYLF. Shall we give it up for her?
Hi everyone, good evening. Are we having fun? Doesn't sound so sure. Can you clap if you're having fun? Yeah, okay. So I'll just get to it. Thank you once again for your time and for everything that has transpired so far. Hello. Hi. Great. So if we can discuss, I think we would agree that the CYC is very intentional. Is CYC intentional? Fantastic. So the CYC spotted a need that it's nice to have all of these 3-day summits, have all of these regional consultations, but CYC thought, you know what, we need to take it a step further and do something more concrete, right? So we want Commonwealth youths to not just come for this summit and have fun. We want them to be trained, to be equipped, to be the leaders in the Commonwealth. Are we together? Fantastic. So what we did was we came up with the Commonwealth Young Leaders Fellowship. And to tell you how much interest there is for this type of program, we had 1,800 people apply just to be on the technical committee to design the fellowship, right? And we had 3 institutional partners who will be designing the fellowship. And what would it be about? It will be a 6-month training program, intense with different components over the period of 6 months, and it will be open to young people across the Commonwealth. So you have young leaders selected, they will be trained on ethical leadership, and more importantly, on the values of the Commonwealth, right? So we had, as members of the technical committee, we had Chinagorum from Nigeria, we had Dr. Ali from Canada, we had Collins from Malaysia, we had Denise from Jamaica, we had Ya from Ghana, and we had Omotayo from Nigeria. So these people did fantastic work, intense research, and we also had institutional partners work with us on this. So I'll just invite for 1 minute one of our institutional partners that is here to say something briefly about the fellowship. Can we give a round of applause to John Mark?
Thank you very much, Tayo. Thank you. Your Excellencies, Honourable Ministers, distinguished guests, which is everybody else, of course. I am delighted to be here to represent the Institute of Leadership. I would like to think of us as almost founding partners with the Commonwealth Youth Council of the Commonwealth Young Leaders Fellowship. There's a reason why we are doing this. 2 reasons, I guess, really. One of them is the Institute of Leadership was founded to help more people become better leaders more of the time, which is a laudable aim, I guess, really, and possibly one that's achievable. The other reason why we're doing this is because we have I'll call it a network of organizations, corporates, governments, NGOs, who are associated with the Institute, who we think should be involved with this fellowship. So we shall be pestering those people. So if you are a partner of ours, or a government that we know, or an NGO that we have come across, be aware that we will be chasing you over the course of the next 6 months for mentorships, for work shadowing opportunities, for all sorts of support for this fellowship. The reason why this fellowship is so important, we've heard reasons already from the ministers, from honourable ministers tonight. The reason why this fellowship is important is that leaders shape the world, and better leaders shape a better world, and younger leaders are better leaders. Thank you.
So, just look out for the CYC page or more information about the fellowship. And like he said, we'll be reaching out to ministers for partnerships, and yeah, so just look out for messages from us. So officially, we launched the CYLF.
This is it. It's now official.
Well, isn't that fantastic? Isn't that fantastic? Wow, thank you so much, that lady in green. Shall we give it up for her? Yes, so she's, should I say she's our most engaged audience today? Okay, so we move into the next stage of our event. So over the course of these days, we've had lots of discussions, I keep referring to it, and there has been an outcome, which we all made an input into it, and this morning there were lots of deliberations about it, which is our wish list as young people for our governments and for the world. So to present this outcome, I'll invite onto the stage the team from the CYC, and that will be the chairperson. We have Joshua Opey, and then the vice chair for engagement, that will be Nima Sheikh.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ministers, fellow delegates, partners and friends, good evening. Good evening. I'm not used to that kind of, I'm used to so much energy. So 3 days ago, we arrived here carrying the words of Samoa, the commitments of Windhoek, and the weight of the global moment that is, by any honest measure, more uncertain and more demanding than the one that produced those declarations. We did not come here to pretend otherwise. We came to refuse to let complexity become an excuse for silence. We have worked through democratic backsliding, barriers to economic opportunities, and injustice of climate crisis that falls hardest on those who contributed least to it. From that work, sometimes uncomfortable, always courageous, we have produced what I'm about to present. I will not read the summary of the recommendations on behalf of the delegates of the summit. I will now read a summary because the document is long. So we, the youth, delegates, policymakers, and the partners convened at the Commonwealth Youth Development Summit at the University of Oxford, drawing on the outcome of the Commonwealth Youth Forum, Samoa Declaration, and the Windhoek Declaration, and mindful of the 2026 CHOGM and the Commonwealth Youth Forum in Antigua and Barbuda, recognizing the increasingly complex and volatile global environment, including the escalating geopolitical tensions, significant funding constraints in the development space, and retreat by some states from multilateral cooperation, affirming that young people are central actors in advancing inclusive, resilient, and sustainable societies across the Commonwealth and beyond. We hereby adopt the outcome, document priorities and recommendations to inform the agenda and preparations for the 2026 Commonwealth Youth Forum, and to support the delivery of the Commonwealth Secretariat Strategy Plan 2025 to 2030. This statement opens with 5 cross-cutting recommendation themes so structural that no singular pillar can contain them. I want to now officially hand over the recommendations physically to the honorable ministers who are present today. If they can come on stage, thank you. Oh my God, honorable ministers.
Yes, we kindly invite the Honorable Minister Isaac Rankin from Cayman Islands, Honorable George Opariado from Ghana. Honorable, please, we'll be happy to have you on stage. And then the Honorable Shane Archer from Barbados. So we are formally handing it over to them as a sign that we are going to make sure that this statement reaches the appropriate quarters. Thank you very much. All right, thank you very much.
To the rest of the delegates around, we will share with you the document on your email. Everyone will receive it. Thank you very much. I now take the honor to welcome the Honorable Minister from Barbados. Give a round of applause, woo, for the youngest minister in the house.
Hey, good evening, Your Excellencies, fellow ministers, and special invited guests. I must say it's a pleasure to be here tonight, and I bring greetings from our Prime Minister in Barbados, the Honorable Mia Mottley, and from my country in the Caribbean at large. I must say that this conference showcased that the youth in the Commonwealth, that we are really in a good space. The Commonwealth, over the next few years, we will have the youngest population in the world. So therefore, youth policy must stay at the forefront of each and every Commonwealth state. And I am confident that the young people here today representing the various nations, whether it be from Africa, whether it be from Asia, whether it be from the Caribbean, that we all have our countries at the forefront of our minds, and whether it's on climate justice, whether it's on debt management, whether it's on gender equality, that we will all work together and ensure that the Commonwealth is a good space. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you very much to our honorable ministers and to the Vice Chair for Engagement and Inclusion for that fantastic delivery. Now we move on to a very important aspect of tonight's event. So we've put together a couple of awards. Yeah. So is that exciting? Is that exciting? Okay, great. So I'm now going to hand over to Joshua again, who is a chairperson of the Commonwealth Youth Council. He's going to give you a briefing about what all these awards are about, and then we proceed with handing them out to the awardees. So, Joshua.
Yes, so back again. And as I rightly mentioned in my opening remarks, we found the best way to start something new is to be able to bring together a family. And even giving birth, it started by bringing together a family. And then you're able to give birth and you give new rise to new ventures. And understanding this and realizing the challenges that we face in terms of youth development. And as we mentioned, this summit basically is a response to the changing dynamics affecting young people. And we realized that to create something new through which then we are able to properly get a well-resourced youth development ecosystem, it was essential to bring together a couple of champions for young people, and then these champions create a community, and this community is something that we are looking forward to working together hand in hand with them. These people who are being awarded are actually people who have shown sparks and have shown signs that they are interested in youth development, and they have put resources to back these signs. We also have some young people as well who have also shown that young people could be partners in the development agenda. And so for most of the people that you would hear about, they've been nominated because we had a nomination process open and vetted the process. and through that process then had some of these people come through, and we are giving them this award, not just in recognition of the work that they are doing, but in recognition of the work that we are going to all do together going forward. And as I mentioned, they all have different scales of impact that they are already doing, and so we are looking forward to scale that impact to the Pan-Commonwealth level and not just restricted to the spaces that they are in already. And so without spending much time, Brandy, can we start getting into the conversations of the awardees?
Okay, great. So now we start with our first awardees. So we have a couple of ministers in our midst, and they form the first part of our awardees. And so we start with so this honorable minister is elected member of parliament for East End, and is currently serving as the Minister for Youth, Sports, Culture, and Heritage, and is also Minister for Social Development and Innovation. He was sworn in on 6 May 2025, and he's also a member of the Parliamentary Management Commission Council. He previously served as Parliamentary Secretary and Deputy Speaker of the House of Parliament, and then he also brings experience across the public and private sectors, and remains committed to preserving his country's heritage and strengthening communities. So I invite onto the stage Joshua again, so Joshua, and then Nima, who is the Vice Chair for Inclusion and Engagement, to present this award, which is going out to the Honorable Isaac Douglas from the Cayman Islands. Shall we give him a round of applause? Brandy. Next person. Thank you very much. So next on the awardees list, we have so this person is a public servant, is a Minister of State in the Prime Minister's office. He's responsible for youth and culture, and his role is central to his country's cultural development and youth empowerment. And he's a dedicated advocate for young people. He promotes community engagement, mentorship, and values-based development, supporting the Kingdom Academy Youth Initiative. In Parliament, he champions major cultural investments, and he announced the return of the Soca Mona competition, promoting cultural expression. And this person is committed to social justice and nation building. So ladies and gentlemen, shall we invite onto the stage the Honorable Senator Shane Archer from the Barbados.
Nima, come here.
So far 2 awards done. A couple more to go. So this person is the Minister of Youth for his country. Lots of ministers, right? And he's a lawyer. Do we have any lawyers in the room? Do you have any lawyers in the room? Esquire. Yeah, that's what they call them. So this person we are going to award is a lawyer, and he currently serves as the Minister of Youth for his country. And he just spoke with us, actually. So I'm pulling up his bio. So just 1 second. They should come up now. Yeah, so he serves as the first minister of his country for youth development, He was appointed in 2025 by his president, and he's a lawyer and a seasoned public servant. He's currently in his second term as the national youth organizer of his party, and he has championed innovative youth-centered strategies, including the historic Youth Manifesto. He began his public service career at age 27, becoming the youngest municipal chief executive for Akuapem North. And this is a position he has held from 2009 until 2017. This person remains deeply committed to the affairs of young people. Ladies and gentlemen, shall we invite onto the stage the Honorable George Opariado from Ghana. Thank you very much, the Honorable Minister. Yeah, so now we move into an award section, which is very important. And this is someone who has been key to the success of this event and has been very passionate about the affairs of young people. If you've been at this event, you might have heard about the African Youth Survey. Anyone who has heard about the African Youth Survey? Can you show by hand? Yes, so you might have heard about the Africa Youth Survey, you might have seen his passion for young people, and you might have seen all the amazing things that he's doing. I guess, personally, I would say I have only seen a few people who are so passionate about young people in Africa. And Africa is my home, and it tends to be one of the youngest continents. So it fills me with so much joy to see this person being recognized for their impact and being recognized for all that they are doing, their dedication, their passion, actually, because, I mean, passion and dedication, which always shines through. So we are moving to the next stage of the award, and we are presenting to one of our partners who is here tonight with us. And I think one thing that I remember from him is his message on just doing things, right? And encouraging people to go back home to their countries to make sure that development happens. So we have a short video to show you before we hand over the award.
We are truly privileged to be living in Africa at this particular point in history. In order to sculpt our future, we need to preserve our history through our heritage. We need to preserve our environment through conservation. And we need to build a generation of active citizens who can take these amazing assets and turn them into an incredible future.
Africa is at the heart of the future developmental challenges of this world. We have to find a way to bridge the gap and bring youth into the dialogue and into the strategy of the continent.
Our Constitution is the most progressive in the world. Now, a simple yet powerful campaign, #IamConstitution, is encouraging South Africans, young and old, to read, embrace and live it.
We have taken this discussion to university students, we've taken this discussion to politicians, and now we're taking this discussion to children. We've used the performing arts, we've used music, we've used the spoken word, and we want to be able to go out there and make this accessible to everybody.
I think I can change the world, just like Nelson Mandela did.
We all think that we know our history, but the truth is that we really don't.
And we have spent many, many hours collecting video footage from people who were players on the stage, telling their stories in their words,
so that future generations can make up their own minds. And the African Oral History Archive is a living process. Since its inception, we have several hundred hours of real stories to get people thinking about our history so that they can better shape their future.
Our involvement in anti-poaching has never been purely just about rhinos or just about elephants. It's been about species preservation as a whole. And how do we bring the resources and capabilities that sit within our organization to help partner organizations in dealing with poaching activities and species preservation?
We close tonight in South Africa, where some high-flying dogs are tackling a serious poaching problem.
Arrow is the first skydiving anti-poaching dog. Trainers in South Africa are experimenting with new ways of getting rangers onto the trail.
Oh, there is rising Afro-optimism among the continent's youth. That's according to the Jacobitz Family Foundation's 2020 African Youth Survey.
Policymakers, not just in Africa, but all over the world, need to listen to their voices. They need to understand how to invest in the continent, how to engage with the continent, in order to harness the power that this generation represents.
Africa's time has really finally come. And the Africans among us will confirm that this is the time to be a proud African.
It's the youth of Africa, the young people of today, that will provide the direction of tomorrow.
Amazing. So now the cat's out of the bag. May I invite onto the stage the Honorable Isaac Rankin from the Barbados to give, from the Cayman Islands, my apologies, to present the awards to the Mr. Ivor Ichikovitz, who is the chairman of the Ichikovitz Family Foundation. Shall we give it up? Thank you very much. Shall we give it up for them? So for our next round of awards, we are awarding 2 people. So this person is a Kenyan legislator and youth advocate serving as a nominated senator in the 4th Senate of Kenya. Born in 1991 in Kisii County, she has built a reputation for championing youth empowerment, education, and community development. She served as a student leader at the Masai Mara University, and later worked in national research and strategy roles supporting youth-focused initiatives. As Deputy Secretary General of the Kenya Young Parliamentarians Association, she promotes youth participation in governance through her foundation. She advances programs that uplift underprivileged youth and strengthens community capacity building. So this person we are going to award is the Honorable Senator Esther Esi from Kenya. And to present the award, may I invite onto the stage again the Honorable Minister from the Cayman Islands. So great. So the next award is going to the governor for Nandi County in Kenya, who was first elected as a senator in 2013 at the age of 28. So this makes him the youngest elected senator. He is credited for sponsoring several bills. And in 2017, he was elected as governor for the same county at the age of 32, thereby also being the youngest governor in the republic. He defended his position and won again, and he is credited for transformational programs in agriculture, health, education, sports, youth empowerment, among others. He holds a degree from the Nairobi University. The next award goes to Mr. Stephen Sang. Thank you very much, DJ. So our next award is going to someone who has been very impactful in the lives of young people. She is the First Lady of Kwara State, Nigeria. She's a diplomat, international trade and investment expert. She's a humanitarian and foremost advocate for gender and development. She holds a bachelor's degree in history, a diploma in mass communication, and a master's degree, all from the University of Lagos. She's furthered her degree with doctorate degrees from the European American University and also the Geofidel Institute for Leadership and Management here in the UK. She is an ambassador in situ. She's also the founder of the Ajike People Support Center and serves as a chairperson of the NGSF. Through her work, she continues to champion inclusive development, humanitarian service, and the empowerment of women and youth across Nigeria and beyond. May I invite onto the stage the Honorable George Opariado from Ghana to present this award to Her Excellency Ambassador Professor Olufolake Abdul Razak. Shall we give it up for her? Thank you very much. You've been such a lovely audience. Our next award is going to the estate in Nigeria. And this person has been very influential, and a core part of their agenda has been promoting education and technology. And they've introduced programs that focus on improving access, quality, inclusiveness, safety, and outcomes in basic, secondary, and skills-based learning for young people and children. They've improved job creation and employment opportunities, skills acquisition and vocational training, as well as entrepreneurship development. Among the key youth programs introduced include leadership development programs, promoting civic responsibility, as well as digital and technical skills training through the Lagos Youth Development Institute. Additionally, there have been graduate internship placement programs and also training youth in governance, policy making, as well as preparing future leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll invite onto the stage again the Honorable Minister from Ghana, the Honorable George Opariado, to give this award, which we are presenting to the Governor of the Lagos State in Nigeria, and this will be taken by a representative. Shall we give it up for them?
Joshua. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Damilola Inde Marshall, currently serving as the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Lagos State on Tourism, Arts and Culture. Thank you so much for having us. We have a little gift for Mr. Joshua and the Commonwealth. On behalf of the Governor of Lagos State and the good people of Lagos State, we hereby present Eyo to you. Eyo is a cultural masquerade very significant to Lagos. We have different groups of Eyo. However, there are like 5 popular ones. We have Eyo Adimu, Eyo Alakete Pupa, Eyo Niko, Eyo Logede, Eyo Ageri. Lagos is very rich in culture and heritage. On behalf of the Governor of Lagos State and the good people of Lagos State, we hereby present this to the Commonwealth team. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much.
picture. Yeah, let's take a picture.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. So we shall take a 2-minute briefer and then we'll continue with the rest of our awards. Please grab a drink. Thank you.
Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back your. There's a time that I remember when I did not know no pain. When I believed in forever and everything would stay the same. Now my heart feel like December when somebody say your name. Cause I can't reach out to call you, but I know I will one day. Yeah. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. But everything gon' be alright. Gonna raise a glass and say, hey. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back your.
Was that amazing? Did you see yourself? Did you see yourself? Okay, great. So we continue with the rest of the presentations. And this is going to so our next award is going to someone who has been very passionate about youth development and has collaborated a lot with the Commonwealth Youth Council. And this person has been very much influential. They invited us to their country, and then they've also been very much helpful. They are currently serving as the Minister of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports, Arts, and Culture. And I think at the Commonwealth Youth Council, we can boldly say that this person is delivering for their country and also for young people. I would like to invite onto the stage the Honorable Shane Archer. So the Honorable Shane Archer onto the stage to present this award to the Honorable Sanet Steenkamp. And this award will be received by a representative who is a Deputy High Commissioner of Namibia. Shall we give it up for them?
Good evening, everyone. Excellencies, ministers present. I had a long speech prepared, but I forgot that the crowd is a young crowd. My name is Tanya Tate. I'm the Minister Councillor of the Namibian High Commission in London. I represent the High Commissioner, His Excellency Veiko Nuwete. It is an honor to accept this award on behalf of the Minister of Education. She's got a huge portfolio. Minister of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports, Arts and Culture. So it is an honor to accept this, but not as recognition of what we have done, but as a reminder of what we still have to do. I need to say that I'm so impressed with the speakers here tonight. I did not know some of them was as young as 17. I'm extremely impressed, and it makes my heart full of joy that this is our future. And I want to leave you with a few quotes. Again, this award doesn't belong to us, it belongs to every young person in this room. You must remember that youth development isn't charity. It is leadership. And we are not the future, we are the present with a deadline. That was a stolen quote. I want to leave you with Nelson Mandela. We all know Madiba. Madiba says that the youth of today are the leaders of tomorrow, but after these few days and after tonight, I want to challenge that. You have not waited for tomorrow. You've debated, challenged, demanded today. And the leaders of today are in this room. So I salute you. Take seats at tables. If there are no seats, bring your own chair. Because a commonwealth without young people at its core is a commonwealth without a future. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Namibia has been super supportive. Can we please give them a round of applause? Was that strong enough? It sounds like we are buying the applause. Shall we give them a round of applause? So our next awardee is the CEO of the Institute of Leadership, and he has held various positions in the UK and Southeast Asia as a director. And he is formerly an advisory board member of the Commonwealth Enterprise and Investment Council. He's a consultant to the UN International Trade Center. He's a diversity champion for the FCDO, an advisor to the Cabinet Office on Strategy and Leadership. He's a former UK export promoter to the Arabian Gulf, and he also chaired the SME Trade and Investment Forum at the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in 2018. He's a guest lecturer on strategy and international business at various universities, and he's an occasional writer on business. At this time, may I have the pleasure of inviting onto the stage Mr. Ivor Ichikovic to present an award to the Mr. John McWilliams. Our next awardee is a distinguished legal practitioner. He's a youth advocate from Ghana, and he is a passionate youth activist and football enthusiast, and he brings a rare blend of legal expertise, grassroots leadership, and community-driven vision to every platform he graces. May I have the pleasure of inviting Joshua Opey, the chairperson of the Commonwealth Youth Council, to present this award to the Mr. Clement Opoku Jemfi. Shall we give him a round of applause? Thank you very much. Shall we give them a round of applause? So our next award is going to a country that sent a delegation, and today we had something very exciting. One person from the country said, for my country, we don't have an issue with the government sponsoring young people, bringing them to events like this. And I think for us at the Youth Council, it means a lot to us. And I think one conversation I had with someone was that when we come into this room, we are all equal, right? But then it's what happens before coming into this room. That's what shows whether we are all equal or not, and in determining a level playing field. So we are very happy to award a Youth Impact Award to the government and the people of Zambia. And so we will invite onto the stage the Honorable Georgia Pariadu again. Okay, so I just said he's not around. So we invite onto the stage again Mr. Ivor Chikovitz, who has now become our award presenter, to present an award to the government and the people of Zambia. Shall we have a rep come up to the stage? Great, amazing. So now, as part of our conference, we did something very special, and then we had a People Choice Awards. Do you remember that? Yes. Do you remember the People's Choice Awards? Yes. Okay, great. So at this time, we are going to award the People's Choice Award, and these are delegates that people felt have had the most impact on them, and they were very much excited to see them here. So I will invite onto the stage the winners of the People's Choice Awards. We have Zaria, and then we have Dr. Umar. And to present this award, I'm going to invite Mr. John Williams to help us present the awards to our People's Choice awardees. Shall we give them a round of applause?
Now let's take a group picture. Group picture. Yeah.
You hold on to that. Yeah.
You hold on. Yeah.
So I got, hold on. I went the other way.
Sexy girl, you got my attention. Thank you. Call me Eugenie. How can you live life without me? I promise you down, me never ever go touch your body.
Guys, we're good.
Great. So we have another video for another award that we are making. And this is going to the Olu of Warri. If you don't know Warri, Warri is a kingdom in Nigeria. And this is going to the First Lady of the Kingdom of Warri. And so we will just play this brief video and then we award this.
Africa's greatest resource is not the oil beneath her soil, but her people walking on top of it. And in the Warri Kingdom, Her Royal Majesty Olori Atuase III, the Queen Consort of the Warri Kingdom, has staked her legacy on that belief. As the visionary and CEO of the Royal Iwere Foundation, the humanitarian arm of the Warri Kingdom monarchy, Her Royal Majesty Olori Atuase III has built more than a foundation. She has built a movement. Since December 2021, REEF has reached over 100,000 direct beneficiaries across 227 communities, partnering with 75 national and international organizations and aligning with 8 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. But behind every number is a changed young life, a restored future, and a rising community. In a region where over 67% of the micro-enterprises are male-led, Olori saw a gap and chose to fill it with opportunity. Establish Her is REEF's flagship 6-month women's empowerment program designed to transform young women from uncertainty to enterprise. Through 3 powerful phases, Establish Her, Upscale Her, and Unleash Her, participants receive financial literacy training, digital skills, business mentorship, and access to zero to low interest funding. In 2025 alone, 108 women graduated from the inaugural cohort, advancing the vision to reach 100,000 women-led enterprises across Nigeria. In the riverine heartlands of the Niger Delta, where access to standard healthcare is a luxury, Olori brought healing freely given. Wubu Ore, meaning Mother's Love, is REEF's free medical outreach program, dedicated to reducing maternal and infant mortality and restoring dignity to underserved communities. In just 4 years, Wubu Ore has reached over 100,000 people across 37 communities, delivering life-saving surgeries, health education, drug rehabilitation, and birth registration to thousands who had none. Because a mother's love should never depend on a postal code. Olori understands that a hungry child cannot learn, and an uneducated child cannot lead. Through the Olori Atuase III Love Gardens, over 3,000 children have been taught to grow their own food, harvesting over 500 kilograms of crops while learning responsibility, sustainability, and enterprise. The Food Drive initiative directly targets zero hunger, ensuring that communities not only feed themselves today, but build the capacity to feed the next generation. And for the young person who dreams beyond their village, REEF Scholarship Fund opens the door. In 2025, over 360 scholars across 20-plus schools and riverine communities received full educational support, school bags, textbooks, provisions, and tuition, because Olori believes that where you are born should never determine how far you go. Her Royal Majesty Olori Atuase III did not wait for government policy or international consensus. She looked at her people, the Warri Kingdom and the South-South region, but her...
Amazing. So our next award is going to the Queen Consort of the Kingdom of Warri, and this will be presented by the chairperson of the Commonwealth Youth Council to her representative. Shall we give it up for them?
Yes, so the next set of awards, I will be the one to announce it. And basically, when we are talking about contribution to youth work and youth development and the champions, we basically have a few people who have as well shown through this engagement that they have the capacity and interest of young people at heart. And when I'm talking about that, I'm basically talking about some key players in putting together this and many other engagements on behalf of the CYC, and we would want to definitely recognize them. The first person is Ms. Omotayo Dada, who was formerly a student here at the Blavardin School of Government on the Public Policy Program and has been a key player in putting together all the summits, securing the venue, speaking to Blavardin School. There were times where things could go to a point where we are like, oh, it's not going to happen. And then she would be like, no, I have to talk to this person, I have to talk to that person. And she doesn't stop at any extent. She has a consulting firm providing consultancy to government, to organizations, and supporting heavily with the Commonwealth Youth Leaders Fellowship as project lead. And I'm happy to hand over this award to her. And to do us the honors, I would kindly invite the Honorable Shane Archer. I know he is in a conversation, but I'd like to invite the Honorable Shane Archer, the Minister for Youth from Barbados, to help us hand over an award to Miss Mary Omotayo Dada. Next, Brandy Abednego, please, you also join for an award. Thank you. No, Honorable Minister, please stay with us. Stay with us. Stay with us. The next person, Honorable, please stay with us. Honorable Nima Sheikh Abdulkadir, my own Vice Chairperson, Inclusion and Engagement. Viva! And last but not least, Christopher Sihaten from Botswana, ladies and gentlemen. And Christopher would tell us that count with your waist, count. Clock it, clock it, clock it. Yes, so in wrapping up, we would want to thank you so much, but we would invite the First Lady from Kwara State to give us closing remarks. Kindly, if I would invite onto the stage the First Lady from Kwara State to give us a closing remark. Let's give it up for the First Lady.
Well, thank you so much. For those that were in my session when I spoke for the fireside chat, I think you will agree that we are doing a lot for the youth. We're trying our best to make sure that the youth are ready to, take up the mantle of leadership. In fact, we already have some already doing the work. And like I mentioned, in Kwara State, we have the youngest House of Assembly member female in the country. We have the youngest commissioner female in the country. We have the youngest speaker in the country. And we continue to encourage the youth. My doors remain open as the First Lady of Kwara State, the chairperson of the Nigeria Governors Spouses Forum, and the founder of Ajike People's Support Center, to continue this conversation to make sure that we continue to work with you for you to occupy those spaces that you must occupy. It is indeed a pleasure and an honor to be part of the 2026 Commonwealth Award for Youth Impact. I commend the Commonwealth Youth Council and the Commonwealth Leadership Academy for choosing to honor the outstanding contribution of individuals and organizations in advancing youth development across the 56-nation Commonwealth through this very remarkable event. Across the Commonwealth and beyond, young people are no doubt navigating complex realities, economic uncertainty, limited access to opportunity, and evolving global challenges. Yet, they remain remarkably optimistic. They are not waiting for change, they are creating the change they desire. Hence, what they ask is not just support, but partnership and inclusion. In light of this, we must therefore move beyond token engagement and build systems that place young people at the center of decision-making, invest in their education, nurture their entrepreneurial spirit, and create enabling environments where their ideas can thrive. Most importantly, we must listen genuinely and consistently. This recognition given to those awarded tonight will in no small measure strengthen our resolves to continue to advocate for youth-centered development that is locally grounded, globally informed, and sustainably driven. It would also reinforce the importance of collaboration between governments, institutions, the private sector, and young people themselves. Excellencies, distinguished guests, investing in young people, you will agree with me, is not an act of charity, rather it is a strategic imperative for sustainable development, peace, and shared prosperity. Being conscious of this fact, I've already rolled out during my fireside chat all what we're doing in Kwara State for the youth. And I want to invite you all to visit our innovation hub. Just Google it. It's the biggest in West Africa. Google the Sugar Factory Film Studios. It's also the biggest in West Africa. And so many other things that we're doing in Kwara State. We want to receive you in Kwara, and maybe I'll also receive you in Abuja as the chairperson of the Nigeria Governors Spouses Forum. Outcomes of all our initiatives and investments by the government has translated to young people holding political and appointive offices, thriving in the digital and entrepreneurial spaces, and excelling in sports and academics. In complementing this drive, my office and the Ajike People Support Center have also supported young people with in-demand skills, provided leadership training, led youth development and inclusion advocacies, and opened them to opportunities in sports and other creative ventures. Also at the Nigeria Governor Spouses Forum, where I lead 35 other governor spouses, it is our resolve to continue to promote the cause of the youth in all our programs and initiatives. While today's award ceremony is more than a recognition of individual and organizational achievements, it is a call to action. Therefore, I urge all here, philanthropists, policymakers, and leaders across sectors and continents, to continue to build systems that empower our youth and promote inclusive growth. And to our prospective global allies, I invite you to join us, not as benefactors, but as co-creators in a shared journey towards an inclusive future where youths lead. I extend my congratulations to all the nominees and awardees at this event. Your achievements light the path for others to follow. And to the organizers, what can I say? Joshua Ope, where's the vice chair, and all the others present, and Ayo, all of you. I extend my congratulations for this very laudable event. You have done so well over the last 3 days, and in fact, you are leaders already. Thank you for creating this platform to celebrate excellence and inspire greatness. And to every person in this room, let us embrace inclusion, expand access, listen to youth voices, and remove institutionalized barriers in our respective spaces. I'm sure you know First Ladies were said to hold soft power. Soft power, and we're known as the mothers of states and mothers of the country. We will continue. We are the first call when it comes to youth initiatives. We make sure that we take care of our young ones. I am a mother of 2 millennials and 1 Gen Z, so I know what I'm talking about when it comes to the youth, and I will continue to support you all. I look forward to whatever else you have in store, and I'll be there right by your side. Thank you for having me. Good night. Good night, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and for those traveling, travel safe. Thank you.
So thank you very much to the First Lady of Kwara State. I've asked her to wait for a minute. We've reserved the best for the last. And shall I ask everyone sitting to stand for just a minute? If you are seated, can you stand for a minute? I just want everyone to stand. And shall we give a round of applause? Because we really want to show our appreciation to Joshua. And Joshua has been very, very impactful. Shall we keep clapping? Without Joshua, this would not have been possible. So every email you received, every trouble that was resolved, everything that was done goes back to Joshua. So we have an award for Joshua, and this will be presented by the First Lady. Please give it up for Joshua. Thank you very much, everyone. So the night has officially ended. We won't take a picture of all awardees, so if there's any in the room, you can kindly come upstage for a group picture. For everyone, have a very good night, and see you again at the next CYDS. I've been your MC, Brandy. Thank you very much.